Hey y'all, this is a quick life lesson from the lady. Just sharing as I'm learning these lessons along the way. I'm gonna sit down on this hill real quick. Just got in a quick workout. It's a lot warmer than anticipated at this time of year, but you know, Chicago, what can you say? Listen, I want to present a question. What are you doing to challenge yourself to grow every day? Here's the truth. For me, there are times that I recognize that I've gotten very complacent, that I'm just riding a wave that is natural, but has become less and less challenging. And when you don't have challenge in any area of life, then you become stagnant. And then after stagnation is decline, okay? That goes for any area. That is physically. For example, I had an old injury, like a joint, whatever. It was from falling down the stairs, if I'm being completely honest. A story for another time. But I had to go to physical therapy for that particular thing. This was years ago, where I just kind of felt some kind of popping in my hip area on the right side. And I recognized recently that I started feeling that same type of popping pressure that I had experienced before. And what I realized is that, I hadn't been doing the same things that I did in order to heal and then maintain that healing from that physical injury. And in those moments, it's easy to lean into things like, oh, well, that's what happens when you start getting older. And some people claim the word old. I don't believe in getting old. I believe in getting older, which is what we should want to do, because the alternative is that we're not here anymore, okay? But I believe in maturing gracefully. But getting old, I believe, is a choice. I believe getting old is a mindset. I've seen some people that's 30, 29, that has made themselves old because in their mind, they claim that. And I just refuse. So I'm like, let me get my behind out here and challenge. Not overexert, not harm myself, but challenge, which means movement, which means not just walking, speed walking, or even, sometimes people like to run, but there is a hill out here that I have started to add. Just now, starting to add into the regimen. Me and my brother came out here the other day. Me and my brother and my mother, actually. And me and my brother started racing each other. Now, he just turned 53 and I'm 51. And we have told each other that we are committing to getting better and better in every way. Physically being one part of it. Also, there's the thing of our minds, our brains. When was the last time that I read a book? A book. Learned something new. Even if it's one word, one sentence in a different language than your native language. When was the last time that you challenged your mind? Because again, stagnation leads to decline. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to push even into uncomfortable places, some people, they think once they graduate high school, college, even their, if they have higher degrees, that's it. Now, I will say a person that has a learning mindset, they're typically not like that. So if a person is constantly in some type of class or school, that's indication that they have a growth mindset. they want to continue to learn. When was the last time that you challenged your mind? The more we look at these devices here, the more we are looking at television or films and all that stuff. Now, here's the thing. You can learn from those things depending on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it in an analytical way, not critical way, analytical, meaning how did they do that? How did they execute that? Technically, on the production end, on the creative end or the artistic end, in terms of the actors. Like if you're looking at something from a analytical way, then you are working your mind, you are learning something new, you are being investigative and all of those things. So that's a good thing. But if you're purely watching things for entertainment or to just, the great escape, which all of us need at times, don't get me wrong, but the majority of our time should be spent growing, challenging our minds, challenging our physical bodies, our spirits. Our spirits. Are you the type that you don't have any type of spiritual regimen? Just like we have a face regimen, like most people have, they do something. If you're a woman, you have a wash routine. That's when even men have different, usually men, they, do the basics or whatever, but some men are starting to do the multi-step thing to try to make their skin better. If they're not doing that, they're doing something to their facial hair. They're cutting, trimming their hair on their head and their face. There's some type of physical regimen, how we care for our mouths, our dental care, etc. There's regimens. What is your spiritual regimen? What is your relationship with God like? How do you feed into, connect, and grow that relationship on a daily basis? Some of us think that as long as we go to church or go to temple or wherever you go, that's enough. Leave it to the preacher at the front to, learn and teach. But we as individuals don't sometimes learn and connect for ourselves to the Lord, because we're depending on others to do it for us. And then in a crazy scheme of events, if we find out that somebody was lying, when you finally pick it up for yourself and study, and you find out that, oh, that's not really what that means. Do it for yourself. Growth spiritually. Every day. And here's the other thing that it affects your emotions, it affects your mental health. All of these things affect the mental health, the overall health of us as human beings. And so I was really thinking about that, because as we continue to mature, and I don't care what age you are, you could be a teenager right now, keep living, you're hopefully maturing, but it doesn't happen automatically. Growth does not happen automatically. It takes intention, and it also takes discipline. And I'll be one of the first to admit that discipline has been a challenge for me in an overall way. Like I'll hit it and quit it, and I'll hit a certain, goal or complete a certain task or whatever, and then take my foot off the gas. And this is what I'm breaking now. So I ask you to think about yourself and your own patterns. How are you growing intentionally in these various areas? And it does not have to be like anyone else, but it does have to be intentional. It has to be growth in order to elevate yourself in life. And elevation, success, is not actually an outward definition. It's not what other people think. It's not what image you have outside to other people. It is the real life that you're living every single day. That's what's important. Okay? All right. So I'm gonna run back down this hill and get it going. But that's what I had to share today. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment. And if you find value in this this page, these life lessons, we do not despise small beginnings over in these parts. But please share.